So my friends, in this video we'll be checking out the setup and unboxing of this incredible TV from LG. This is the CX or the C10, it's the 2020 version and it is quite simply stunning. But let's rewind and see what's in the box. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. So my friends, this is going to be a series of videos on this LG OLED 55CX as well as some other TVs which I've got lined up. Now, for full transparency, I have purchased this TV. This is my office TV, although I may be tempted to take it downstairs. This is one that I'm really excited about. I waited till the 2020 models came out because of the improvements that they were making in them. Now, I first saw a whole load of TVs back in Berlin at IFA 2019 and was blown away with some of the technology. I would have loved this OLED 8K 88 inch, but it costs over 40 grand, so unfortunately I had to go for a slightly cheaper model, and that's why I've gone for this, the A9 Generation 3 processor 55CX. Now, this retailed in the UK for £17.99. I think is a similar sort of price in the US. I will try and leave latest links in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. But this is one which has got a whole host of improvements, not so much in terms of the body, but we'll go through those. But it's got some hardware upgrades under the skin and also some software improvements. Okay, let's now get the TV unboxed. Now really, I'd recommend you do this with a second person. Certainly a second pair of hands will come in handy later, but if you want to get it unboxed on your own, then you can. I did it with mine. Now, when you open the top, you'll notice there's a bag containing the remote control and also the instructions. So take those out and put those to one side. And then there's also the back of the stand. The stand that this thing sits on comes in two parts. Now, obviously, if you're wall mounting this, you don't need to worry about the stand, but if you're putting it on a stand like I am, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second, then you need to put that to one side. And as you can see, the top half of this TV is very, very thin indeed. So it's very fragile, so you do need to be careful. Now, the front plate of the stand is at the back of the TV. So again, take that out and put that aside somewhere safe. Now, I've got a little tip about installing the stand, so don't get rid of the box for the moment, just lay that down in front of the TV. So we're going to use that in just a second, but first of all, let me show you what's in the remote control bag and also show you that stand in a little bit more detail. So when it comes to the stand, I know that this is going to be just down to personal choice, and what pleases one won't please the next person. What I think LG have done quite well with this one is that front plate, the bit that you'll see, is aluminium, it's silver metal, and it looks really smart. It looks very premium. Now, the back bit is awful. It's chunky, it's plasticky, it's quite heavy, so I think it's going to hold it quite well, but it doesn't look good at all. But that's okay, because that's around the back. So let me know what you guys think. Will you be using the stand? Would you use the stand, or would you wall mount this? Now, when we come to look at the bezels on the TV, that may tempt you into not using the stand at all because the bezels are so slim. Okay, in the rest of the bits and pieces, you get all of the paperwork that you would expect. You even this year get some stickers. Now, if you're the type of person that wants to stick those stickers places, well, you'll be happy. There's all of the other bits and pieces that you need. There's the batteries for the remote control. There's the strap which will hold it against the wall and keep it secure. And obviously, you've got your little screws to screw the stand together, which I'll show you in just a second. Now, the remote control, again, this is something which LG have never really ever produced a high-class remote control, in my opinion. This one is okay. It feels comfortable enough to hold, but again, it's that black shiny plastic. It's got that grain effect on the front, which, you know, looks okay. You're certainly never going to write home about this one, but it's going to do the job fine. I'm sure it's not going to cause any issues at all. It's certainly comfortable to hold. So this is everything that you get in the box. The two parts to the stand, the back plate to cover up some of the ports, you get the screws for the stand, the remote control and batteries, those stickers which are essential obviously, and indeed those instructions. Now, what I like is the LG logo on the front of the stand is very tastefully done. It's just very small in the corner. Now, I have seen a few videos where people are scared to death about putting the stand on. Now, what I would recommend is lay the TV down in all of its covering on top of the box like this, and then remove the bottom protective polystyrene foam. Okay, so when you've done that, then just use a pair of scissors to trim the bag that the TV is in, trim it from the bottom of the TV and up the sides, and then that means that you'll be able to get access to where you mount the actual stand. You can see there that the stand is there. Now, if you are wall mounting this, and out of interest for you guys, it's 1 foot by 8 inches. So the Visa mount is the standard Visa mount, but it's 1 foot by 8 inches. If that helps, then great. Maybe drop us a like on the video. So if you are now putting the stand together, then you need to put the stand together in 2 parts. Firstly, together without the TV, and this is where you just literally hook the front part of the stand into the back part. So once that's now slotted together, you can then screw up 3 screw holes, the 3 top screw holes, and now you're ready to slot the whole unit into the back of the TV. Again, this is very simple. It lines up very easily. There's no effort at all. If you are concerned at all, then just look down from above and you'll see that the actual screw holes are all lined up, and then you've got 2 on each side, and just literally just screw in the remaining holes or the remaining screws, and then you're ready to go. And once you've done the last one, then you can position it on whatever unit you're wanting, take off the extra protective covering, and then have the joy of peeling off that film. So I mentioned earlier that that stand felt very robust and sturdy, and as you can see, I'm giving this a really good wobble and it's not really moving at all, so this will sustain the odd knock. The power lead, one frustration with LG is the power unit is all built in and the lead is relatively small. It's only 1.5 meters, so depending on your setup guys, you need to bear that in mind. In terms of connectivity, well, there's plenty. There's 4 HDMI, all of which are HDMI 2.1. There's 3 on the side and 1 on the rear, and all of these support 120 Hz. There is only one EARC/ARC audio return channel, and that's HDMI 2. There's an LAN port, there's RF in, there's headphone out, there's line out, there's optical digital out, there's plenty. You've got USB 2 on the rear and 1 on the side. So hopefully there'll be enough connectivity for absolutely everybody. So one thing I did think could be better is cable management, because if you are using multiple ports, then you're going to have quite a lot of cables, and on the back of the TV there isn't really anything to manage that cable system at all. And all you've really got is that tray on the bottom of the stand which lifts up, and then you can pop those cables through. So that's something, that's a positive, but there's nothing built in, there's no indents within the TV to line up your cables at all. One good thing about this TV, because of that big back unit to the stand, it will push right back against the wall, even if your cabinet or what the TV is sitting on doesn't quite reach the wall. And that means that you're not getting too much coming out. So you're only 26 centimeters from wall to the front of the TV. So that isn't too bad at all. That's just around 10 inches. So I'm just going to whiz through a few of the opening screens when you set the TV up. Now, a lot of this is automatic. The only thing that you'll really need to do is put in your location and also your Wi-Fi. So connect to your Wi-Fi, and then a lot of everything else is done automatically. The more things that you've got connected to your TV, the more things will be set up automatically by the TV. Now, because I'm up in my office, I've only got an aerial connected, and so therefore all I'm going to do is set up the programming of the auto tune. Now, there is this option for AI functions, and I recommend that you turn both of those on because they do make a substantial difference. Now, if you're not using a set-top box and you've got a standard digital TV antenna, then you can set up those. What I would recommend, if you haven't already got an aerial, then get one anyway. Now, I picked up for another video that I did on a review of a TV, I picked up this thing that you can see in the top right corner. Absolutely incredible. It cost me 10 quid and it picked up hundreds of channels. I was absolutely amazed. And when I've done the same process with this TV now, it's done exactly the same. Picked up a whole host of channels. You will then select what region of your location that you're in, and then it will set your preferred channels, for instance your regional news and things like that. As you can see, I'm in the southwest of England, and so it's picked BBC One Southwest. This is the guide, and obviously you've got all of the options. Anyone familiar with Freeview will know all about this guide. Just wanted to quickly show you what standard definition TV looks like on this thing, because again, I was really pleased. Obviously they do have that upscaling feature. These are just photographs at the moment, but when you do go on and see actual people, it doesn't look too bad. Considering this is standard definition, It's not too bad at all. And again, in future videos, I'll be analysing the actual video quality and changing the different settings. At the moment, this is still in eco mode. This is what your TV is defaulted to, and I think it does a reasonable job, but we'll definitely be able to tweak on that later. This is the home dashboard, which again you can completely customize and change, and we'll be doing that again in a separate video when we talk about home dashboard and the home screen and the options along the bottom. Now, those of you that really want to get to a level of detail that you probably haven't done before, this TV offers that. The different picture mode settings are quite incredible. There's some professional modes already built into different picture modes, like expert mode in a bright room, expert mode in a dark room. There's a new filmmaker mode. But again, we'll cover that in a separate video. We'll go into all of those different settings, how you can tweak them to the standards, and also then improve on those and change those if you want to. Now, if you want to set this into store mode to give somebody a demo of what this TV is like, then from the general menu, go to additional settings, down to store mode or home mode, click on that. You'll immediately see the brightness level rise, and then it will kick into the demo of what LG would normally show in the store. Now, this again gives you some incredible footage. It's not really realistic because it is a little bit over bright. It's certainly oversaturated, but there's no denying that you're a bit wowed by the imagery that is produced. So my friends, that's it for this first video on the LG CX 2020. I do hope that you found this useful and interesting. If you have, then do give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit the red button to subscribe, because we've got many more videos on this TV and some others. I've got the Samsung Q90T coming next week, so I'll keep you up to date on that as well. Thanks again, my friends, for watching this video, and I really do look forward to seeing you on the next.